E.N.D here. Weekend spoilers for Innistrad Midnight Hunt. As per usual, we don't have a lot of spoilers during the weekend, but the few that we get are always interesting to discuss. Let's start with some uncommon. Seize the Storm, 4 and 1 red. It's a sorcery. Create a red elemental creature token with trample, and this creature power and toughness are equal to the number of instant and sorcery cards in your graveyard plus the number of cards with flashback you own in exile. Flashback for 6 and 1 red. GHOULCALLER'S Possession for 1 and 1 black. It's an enchantment. Whenever one or more non-token creature dies, create a 2/2 black zombie creature token with Decayed. This ability triggers only once each turn. Faithful Meddling for 1 white and 1 blue. You gain 2 life, draw 2 cards, then discard 2 cards. Flashback for 1 white and 1 blue. Digraph Rebirth, 3 1 black and 1 green. It's a sorcery. The spell costs 1 less to cast for each creature that died this turn. Return target creature card from your graveyard to the battlefield. Flashback for 5 1 black and 1 green. Flesh Taker, 1 white and 1 black. It's a 2/2. Whenever you sacrifice another creature, you gain 1 life and scry 1. For 1, sacrifice another creature, it gets +2/+2 until end of turn. Dawnheart Wardens, 1 green and 1 white. It's a 3/3, vigilance and have Coven, which means that at the beginning of combat on your turn, if you control 3 or more creatures with different powers, creatures you control get +1/+0 until end of turn. Rare cards. Curse of Silence for 1 white. It's an enchantment. Enchant player. As Curse of Silence enters the battlefield, choose a card name. Spells with the chosen name enchanted player cast cost 2 more to cast. Whenever enchanted player casts a spell with the chosen name, you may sacrifice it. If you do, draw a card. This is a very solid white card. It will slow your opponent, and when needed, you can sacrifice it and draw a card. Very, very good card. Pithing Needle, a reprint from the first Kamigawa block, and honestly I don't know why they reprinted this card in Midnight Hunt instead of the Kamigawa Neon Dynasty. I don't know, but Pithing Needle for 1 artifact, enters the battlefield, choose a card name. Activated abilities of sources with the chosen name can be activated unless they're mana abilities. Sludge Monster, 3 and 2 blue. It's a 5/5, enters the battlefield or attacks, put a slime counter on up to 1 another target creature. Non-horror creatures with slime counters on them lose all abilities and have base power and toughness of 2/2. Croaking Counterpart for 1 green and 1 blue. I don't know if you noticed, but this is the casting cost of Oko, Thief of Crowns and Euro Titan of Nature's Red. Sorcery, create a token that's a copy of target non-frog creature, except it's a 1/1 green frog. Flashback for 3 1 green and 1 blue. Unnatural Growth, 1 and 4 green. It's an enchantment. At the beginning of each combat, double the power and toughness of each creature you control until end of turn. Graveyard Trespasser, 2 and 1 black. It's a 3/3 human werewolf. It has ward, discard a card. Enters the battlefield or attacks, exile up to 1 target card from a graveyard. If a creature card was exiled this way, each opponent loses 1 life and you gain 1 life. It has Daybound, which means that when it's day, it's Graveyard Trespasser. When it's night, it's Graveyard Glutton. It's a werewolf. It's a 4/4 with ward, discard the card. Enters the battlefield or attacks, exile up to 2 target cards from graveyards. For each creature card exiled this way, each opponent loses 1 life and you gain 1 life with 9 bound. GHOULCALLER'S Harvest, 1 black and 1 green. It's a sorcery. Create X to 2 black zombie creature tokens with Decayed, where X is half the number of creatures cards in your graveyard rounded up. Flashback for 3 1 black and 1 green, which means that if you have 5 creature cards in your graveyard, you will create 3 tokens. If you have 4, you will create 2 tokens. If you have 1, you will create 1 token. That was the last card in this particular weekend spoiler for Innistrad Midnight Hunt. Tune in tomorrow for more and more spoilers of Innistrad Midnight Hunt and anything related to Magic the Gathering and the collectible world.